Put Your Business on the Web, a Basic Primer, Part 2, presented by Incendex Web Services. This is the second of a three-part series designed to assist small and medium-sized business owners create more effective websites. In our first video, we talked about the basics of how the internet works and purchasing a domain name. When we purchase a domain name, that name goes into a large directory. That directory then points that domain name back to a server where our website is hosted. In this video, we're going to discuss some of the options associated with web hosting services, and we're going to look at some of the questions that you'll need to ask before committing to a web hosting contract. In the third video, we're going to look at getting your website professionally designed. One of the first decisions you'll need to make when choosing a web hosting provider is the operating system type. You'll be given two options, Linux and Windows. You'll probably notice that Linux-based web hosting options require a smaller investment. That's because Linux is an open source operating system. That means that the company maintaining the web server doesn't have to pay for it. That means that cost won't be passed on to you. PHP-based web applications run better on Linux-based operating systems. That's because PHP-based web applications are generally created and tested on Linux-based operating systems. This is important to you because many important pieces of web application software, such as shopping carts, forum software, and blogging software, come in free versions. Generally, they're PHP based. Linux-based web hosting packages also come with a lot more free software. So if you're a small business looking to get the most bang for your buck, the Linux-based operating system may be a good choice for your web host. When looking at Windows, there are some advantages. One is that Windows has widespread industry acceptance. If you're going to find someone else other than you to actually maintain the website, it may be cheaper and easier to find a Windows expert. If you're going to utilize technologies such as .NET, ASP.NET for example, you'll be required to utilize a Windows operating system. If you're using SharePoint as the basis for your website, then you're also going to be required to utilize a Windows-based operating system. Google has introduced Google Sites. Google Sites is a one-stop shop for small business owners to get their websites up and running in a very short period of time. The basic package is totally free. All you have to do is purchase your domain name. It comes with many free applications such as Google's Gmail application and Google Apps. It includes an automated site builder. With this automated site builder, you can get your first website up and running very quickly. There are two advanced hosting options, co-located servers and virtual private servers. With co-located servers, you'll be given a physical server that sits in what's called a server farm. The hosting company will provide maintenance personnel who will be responsible for the technical support of your and other servers in the server farm. I recommend co-located servers for situations where you need to control the server environment, meaning the operating system environment. Usually when you're creating some type of custom application that needs dependent software or is going to need further development. I also recommend co-located servers in situations where you're going to be storing sensitive user information such as credit cards, banking information, or other important billing information. Virtual private servers are another advanced option. With this situation, you'll be given a copy of a server that runs on a physical server. There'll be other copies of other servers running on that physical machine. In this situation, you'll have complete control of the physical environment of your particular copy of the web server. You will not be affected by the other web servers running on the physical machine. In this situation, the web hosting company does not provide the technical support. Therefore, you, the virtual private server owner, will be responsible for maintaining the operating system for things such as patches and installing new software. I recommend using virtual private servers in situations where you have a custom application where you need to control the environment and that needs further development. I wouldn't recommend private servers for situations where you're going to store sensitive user information such as credit card, banking, or other billing information. As you'll be responsible for the security, it puts you at a greater risk and liability. Before you commit to a web hosting contract, there are some important questions you need to ask. How much space are you allocated? Too little space and your website can't grow. In most cases, disk space has become very cheap. I would look for a web hosting package that provides unlimited disk space. How many databases are you allocated? This is very important because many of the software applications you may use to run your business, such as the shopping cart or form software, require a database. If you have too many databases, you may limit the functionality of your website. Again, look for a web hosting package that provides for unlimited databases. What databases will be provided? If you're using a Linux-based web hosting package, the choice will most likely be MySQL. This is another open source piece of software that gives you full database functionality. With Windows-based web hosting packages, you'll generally be provided with a watered-down version of Microsoft SQL called SQL Developer Edition. If you want a full version of the database, you'll generally have to pay an additional fee. What's the file transfer limit? This means how much data can my web server actually push out to users on the web. If there's a limit and you're pushing out large things such as image files, video files, or sound files, you may hit this limit quickly. It's important to be very careful with file transfer limits because the fees for overages are generally pretty high and pile up very quickly. Again, look for a package that provides unlimited file transfers. Once you've decided on a web host, you'll be given access to an administrative panel. In most cases, this will be called a cPanel. This gives you access to things like changing the administrator password, user setup. So if you're having someone else design the site or helping to administer the site, you can create multiple users. This simplifies site administration because most things are done in a GUI environment where you can point and click without having to know too much technical mumbo jumbo, so to speak. It will also allow you to set up your email and configure different email addresses. The cPanel also generally provides an easy way to set up and configure databases for use with your website and PHP web-based applications. You'll also find some enhanced security features provided for within the cPanel. This concludes the second part of our series. We hope you've enjoyed it. For more information, we invite you to visit our website, insindex.net. Also go to our blog that has plenty of tips and information for business owners attempting to do business on the web. That's at blog.insindex.net. If you have questions about this video or any other of the videos in this series, feel free to email us at learn@insindex.net. You can also call us at 407-278-5906.